Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Ron. We are going to do nothing with weights today. No weight training. Nope. I got other stuff planned. Lots and lots of fun stuff. Let's go into a march, shall we? So we're going to do warm-ups here. We're going to do agility. Side to side, things like that. We're going to practice that. Then we're going to go on the floor. Floor will consist of progressions. We're going to start out with easy ones and then find that spot that's comfortable for you. We'll take it up just a notch. We're going to concentrate on really thinking about, for all of it, not rotating the hips. Nothing else really matters today except that. Just making sure that you're not going to hurt that lower back anytime we go into floor exercises, whether they be hands and knees or whether they be on your back. All right, bring the heels up. Let's go into just a nice little jog, shall we? Like this. We did a bunch of hiking up in the mountains this weekend, so I'm not going to feel like doing a whole lot of aerobics, but we can get some in a little bit. Maybe pull those heels up on the balls of the foot if you can. Feet, balls of the feet. Bring them up, up, up. Whew. Feel that heart rate coming up just a little bit. Getting a little harder to breathe. All right, stop that. Stop that. Knee up, arms down. Pull it. Push it back up. Foot flat on the ground. Ball the foot to the heel, inside to outside. Push the hands up. Roll it over, bring it down. Squeeze the core as you do that. Tighten up those muscles in the arms as you pull down. And drive back up. So you're getting into a little crunch here like you were on the floor. Bringing the shoulders down just a little bit. Knee up so you can feel those muscles working in the lower abs. Up and squeeze and back out. How high that knee comes up is up to you. If you want, you could have a chair right now, helping you out just a little bit. Down and up. Push. And one more time. Right there. Okay. Step back. Let's slow it down. Let's slow it down here. Down. This was pretty aerobic-y for me. Step back. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Nice and easy. Step and step. Front leg's doing the work. Pushing up through that heel on the front leg. Don't go real wide. Don't go real deep. This isn't a lunge kind of thing. It's just a step back. Find your balance on the ball of the foot. All right, coming forward, arms out, reach. Roll the shoulders forward. Arms out. Feel that great stretch in the upper back and through the shoulders. And then that step back we did, we're going to do it again right here, but we're going to bring the arms back in a reverse fly, squeezing those shoulder blades together, opening up the chest, opening up the front of the shoulders. And now let's do the upper back. Just a little bit of a bend in the shoulders. Don't lean forward. You're just rolling the shoulders out and then stepping back, shoulder blades back. And one more time each side. This time you're going to come over the top though. So as you step back, bring the arms up, roll the shoulder blades back, open up the chest. And forward again, arms out, and step back. I feel so good. Bring it back. And we're good. Butt kickers right up here. As you're doing that, bring the arms across the front. So you're not flailing the arms. Bring them all by the weight. Bring them as far back as you can. And then coming forward, up. Find that balance on that single leg. Knee is pointing right to the floor. Thighs side by side. Don't let that foot come up, that leg come up front. It is the heel back. Want to feel the stretch in the front of the thighs, the quadriceps. Alternating which hand is up on top. And up. Couple more. And right there. Now skaters, let's get a little rotation in there. Step back and bring it up. Around the side. Front leg, knee stays over the ankle. Don't go so far around that you're bringing that leg around, or that torso around. You don't want to be pointing that way and the knee pointing that way. That is not a good look. And up. I've seen that, but usually there's a dislocated knee involved. Had that with my son's wrestling one time. I mean, you just heard the pop and the scream as the guy went down, went right back in. He was used to it. He did it all the time. Back and up. Rotation. Bring the arm down. Out on the sides, other side, down. And up. Rotate and bring it up. A little balance issue there with that rotation at the same time that I'm bringing that leg back. and up. I'll get it. I'll get it. And up. A couple more. One more each side. Bring it around. Hand down. Shoulders in a straight line. Arms in a straight line. Other side. And bring it up. Hip hinge. Knees over the ankle. Butt back. Shoulders back. Chest out. Feel the stretch through those hamstrings, the back of the thighs. Push the hips forward. And again, just let the arms drop, keeping the chest up though. So don't let the arms drop and you arch the back. You're just going right straight down. Feel the stretch up the back chain and pushing the hips forward as you come up. Down again this time. Stay down in that hip hinge. Bring the arm up around to the side. As high as you can get it, wherever that is for you, whatever the shoulder can give you right now, that's what you take. Other side, same thing. As the muscles stretch out, as those joints get a little more fluid in them, you'll be able to move just a little bit easier, a little bit better. And hips forward, bring it up. Going to go down one more time. This time, both arms back. Shoulder blades, squeeze them together. Chest is out. Deep breath in and down one more time. Hinging at the hip, knees over the ankles, butt right straight back, and back down again. Or up, bring the leg up. Doesn't have to be that high. Just take your time. Single leg, coming forward with that other one. Out and back, alternating. Take your time. Balance. Life is about balance. Up and up. Out and back. Arms up overhead, right straight up. As you bring that leg up, bring the arms down in a sweep and back up. So a sagittal sweep going out, leg up, arms down, and back. Again, how high that leg comes is really up to you. Completely up to what your body and your brain are up to right now. For that balance, down. Again, feel the stretch, back of the thigh. Feel the muscles working in the front of the hips. Those hip flexors lifting that leg. Up and back, down, and up. We want to get these joints warmed up because you're going to be doing a lot of movement. Lower body, hips, doing some pivots. Told you we're going to do a lot more agility this year, or this session. Up, so important. And down and up. Front to back, let's go side to side. And back in. Doesn't seem that hard. And back in. So why am I breathing so hard? Out and in. Reach up over the top. So the speed is up to you. If you want to go fast, you want to go into a full jumping jack. Do like that. So I'm showing that one time. That's it. But if you want to do it, you can keep doing it. Out and in. Out. Bring it back. Couple more. There's one. Out there. And bring it down. Starting out, just kick the leg out. So it is up and out, step back, knee comes up, leg comes out, and bring it back. As you do that, we're going to rotate over that front leg. So shoulders around that front leg. So for me, right leg forward, shoulders go around to the forward, up, kick it, and rotate the shoulders to the left. And we're going to alternate, stepping back with the right, rotating to the left. Kick up as high as you can, around and back, getting that rotation through the upper spine. Let's go the right way, this way. It's too much work for my brain. And around, step back, make that rotation, kick out, and roll the shoulders. Should be getting a little better with it, a little easier as you go. Make sure you're keeping those shoulders in a straight line. Make sure you're turning with the right arm around and out. That was too hard. Let's do something else. Squats. I can do squats. Let's do those. Butt back, knees forward, a little bit over the laces. So right there about the ball of the foot, pushing the butt back. Push off the thighs with the hands so you keep the shoulder blades back. Chest is out. Roll that hip just a little. So as you're coming up, you're rolling that hip forward to the top. Knees are straightening out. Hips are straightening out. And bring it up. We're going to do some side bends in there. So bring the hands down in front. And over the top. Doing that good morning as you bring it up to the top, over to the side, get as deep as you can, bring it up, back down. Again, hands up over the top, little bend in the elbows, ear on the inside of the upper arm, bringing it down on the side. Use that top hand to bring you up over and down. Bringing the heels up this time, working those calf muscles. Up and back down. Arms up as you go up. Down as you go down. Had a little balance issue there. Up and back down. Concentrate. So I was having problems with balance. I'm going to bring the legs out a little wider for right now until I find it, making sure that I'm on the ball of the foot inside to outside. Let's get a little squat in there with it. Up, reach, down, and up. Not letting those feet roll out to the outside. Down. At least that's what I'm struggling with here. Up. I went just a little bit wider with the legs. As it's starting to warm up, as I'm finding my balance, I can bring those feet in just a little bit, challenging myself a little more, but not starting out at the hardest place. Working my way into it. Hand up, reach it back, bring it down. Going to go into a reverse lunge. This time, stay in the stagger step. We're going to do a 4-count pulse, so it's down, 1, 2, muscles in the back chain doing the work, 3, 4, alternate legs, step back, and it's 1, 2, torso's coming right straight up, heels coming up on that back leg, 4, and in, back, 1, 2, squeeze it, 3, you're going to need those muscles, and up, other side. We want those warmed up. Glutes, hips, hip flexors. 3. Push up, bring it back. One more time each side. Straight down. 1, 2, 3. On 4, bring that leg up. Other side back. And 1. Squeeze it. 2. Nice and tight. 3. Bring it up. And forward. Side steps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And back. So as you're doing these, what I'd like you to do is start trying to spend a little more time on the balls of the feet than on the heels. So lightly touch the heels as you step. And if you can get into a full on the balls of the feet, that's fantastic. If you can't, that's fine. Just don't put all the weight in the back of the foot and just pick the foot up and slap it down. Try to keep that heel up just a little bit. We're getting ready for the agility part. This is the start of it to warm it up. Over and back. Last one. The other way. That was the last one. All right. So what we want to do here is, just to get a feel for it, I want you to take outside leg. So I'm going to take that right leg, step it up, out at a diagonal, push up, and bring it back. Other side. Up. We have kind of started working on the agility, moving into that, transitioning, and back in. Up, around, step, up and back. Add to that, up and around, and back again. So just work on that pivot. Don't worry about the squat I put in there. We're not doing that. Take that left leg, pick it up, roll it to the outside, take that back leg, pick it up, and bring it around. Right leg around, pushing up and rotating the hips so that you come back to the middle. Up and out, picking that back foot up, and the other way. Outside foot is always doing the big turn, out and in, pivoting off the ball of the foot as you do this. So just get a good feel for this. We're going to be using it. And around, up, and back. One more time. Turn it, bring it back, other side, and back again. We're good. Grab yourself a drink of water. That was warm-ups. Whew. Now it gets hard. Now the real stuff happens. Again, no weights. No weights. Don't need them. We got more fun things to do. Funner things to do. So let's just get started. Join whenever you're ready. We're just going to take 4 steps forward and then 4 steps back. Find your balance, especially on that back up. If walking backwards totally doesn't work for you, grab a wall, grab a chair, whatever. Take small steps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I really want you to get in the habit of walking backwards because we don't get into that habit. And there are times we absolutely, maybe not intentionally, but we get going backwards and we have to be able to balance there. 3 and 4 and forward. So I'm starting to come up, heel just a little higher with each one, stepping back on the ball of the foot. 2, 3, balancing on that single leg, making sure I don't go off screen. 1, heel comes up, forward, heel on the floor first. 3 and 4, ball of the foot. 2, 3, and 4. If you're ready, here's what we can do. You can do a 1, 2, 3, 4 on the balls of the feet, and then back 2, 3, 4. If that doesn't work, couple options. Forward on the balls of the feet, and then just step it backwards. You can do that. Or balls of the feet, 4 step, turn it around, and 4 step back again. Whichever one works for you, but just get that feeling for forward on the balls of the feet and back again. See if you can get just a little faster with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. And forward. And back. Okay, that wasn't too bad. We're working our way into it. We're working our way. Don't think, oh, this is easy. No, it won't be. Side to side, into a little bit of a crouch, knees bent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, you can start out with that foot flat on the floor, concentrating on knees, toes, being forward. Step out. How wide you go doesn't matter. It's spending some time on that single leg and back. And now you're starting to pull those heels up off the floor just a little bit, little at a time, until, if you can, staying up on the balls of the feet, going side to side. Everything's pointed forward. You are completely aligned up front, picking that leg up, both legs, front leg, trailer leg. Get them up in the air. Don't drag them. Don't drag the legs. And back. And this is where you start doing a little bit of this if you can. If you can't, perfectly fine. But you know what? When you get to a point where you got like a hallway and you got a wall there, you should be doing this down the hall. That's how you get from one room to the other. And back, up, and back. See, still not too bad. Tap, and tap. Check that out. All right. So this time we're going to do that rotation. So 4 steps forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pivot and back. 2, 3, 4. So we're running forward, turning on the ball of the foot. Take your time if you need to. Get that foot there, roll it around, then bring the other one around. 2, 3, 4. Pivot and back. 2, 3, 4. So you can start out like that, just doing that pivot, toe down on that front leg, bring that other leg around, turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, around. It doesn't have to be fast. You can step it and then bring the other one around, or you can take a couple steps up on the balls of the feet and do it that way, working your way into a pivot at some point. So back. And then you want to speed it up a little bit if you can, when you can. And back again. That way. Okay, that was that one. Next, we're going to combine. We're going to take the 4 steps sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pivot and run. 1, 2, 3, 4. Around. Step. So get a feel for that first, that 4 step. Outside leg. Pivot. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I do is bring that foot around, bring that lead leg up on the ball of the foot, and it's now the trailer. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it back to center. 2, 3, 4. I get it. I got it. Hang on. Sideways. 2, 3, 4. Pivot. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pivot to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it and run. Sideways. You can go as far as you want, as fast as you want, staying up on the balls of the feet as much as you can. Again, if you can't stay up on the balls of the feet completely, go lightly into the heels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I say we were going to be doing cardio? I mentioned that, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I said we weren't going to do it. Yeah, that didn't work out. All right, next. Slowing it down. We're going to step side to side like we did before, down in a squat. So this time you're going to have the butt back, knees with a little bend over the laces of the shoes, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it up and back down again. So walk side to side. Feet flat on the floor. Pick up the heel first. Ball of the foot touches. Bring the other foot. Heel up first. Ball of the foot. Heel, ball of the foot. And back down. 1, 2, 3. Into a squat. Down. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. So as you're doing that, torso comes down, bending at the hips. Knees bend at the same time. Knees don't go past the toes, but what you want is the upper and lower body to work together, synchronized. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down in a squat, back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're getting into just a little bit of a shuffle from side to side, bringing those feet up. Most important thing is you get the feet up. Don't let it drag. That's going to put you right over on your side. 2, 3, 4. Up. Back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. Back down. And up. Down. And up. 2 more. 1 this way. And up. 1 the other way. 1 more. 1 more. I lied. Back. 2, 3, 4. Whew. All right. Grab a drink of water. Take a breath for a second. So everything here has been side and front and back. You're asking, are we ever going to get into diagonal? We will. Just hang on. I know you were all asking that. All right. So the next one we're going to do is a side shuffle. But when you get to the end, it's down as deep as you can get. So what you're doing here is, watch this, down. Don't have to touch the floor. That's not what it's about. It's about coming down, rotating the shoulders, not that deep, and back up. So we're adding a rotation to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to that outer foot. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down and up. Step out. Bring it up. And around. As close as you can get to the floor without rolling the back. That doesn't matter. What matters is this rotation. If you bend and twist at the same time, you're putting all sorts of strain on that back. Don't do that. That's painful. Down and up. Balls to the feet. Around. Tap. Straight back. Rotation through the shoulders. Down and up. Other side and up. 1 more time each way. Once this way, roll it down. Bring it up. The other way, down, and back up. Man, if we're just taking a break, we got right back into it again. All right, here's what we're going to do. Staying forward, we're going to do a square. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, back, and over. So leading with that outside leg, or the inside leg, step, coming off the heel first, ball of the foot, step out, do the same with the trailer leg. Now forward, outside leg, up, and the other one out to the side. Heel first, ball of the foot, don't fall over, and then step back. So what we're looking to do here is just start hopping, if you can. Nice and easy. Keep the knees bent. You want to be soft in the knees all the way through this. Protect the joints. Back and over. So it's to the side. You're not picking both feet up off the floor. One is always planted. And back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you need to, take your time and just step. But do it on the balls of the feet as much as you can. Out to the side and back. So you don't have to do that bounce. If you can, great. If not, that's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there. We keep working on this agility. we get a little safer. This is all about falls prevention. The agility is so that we can move quickly if we ever need to. Up, over, and back one more time. Take it back. 2, 3, and 4. All right. So this time we're going to do a circle, staying with the facing the middle of the circle. So it's an oval. Around, step. Get used to rotating as you're taking those side steps. Because here again, if you do get a little bit of a shove and it's not directly on the side, you're able to come around and catch yourself. So it's up and over, coming up off those heels just a little bit more each time, coming down lightly, making that rotation, and back. Keep your eyes focused in front of you if you can. Don't look down at your feet. Over. I went the opposite direction now. Counterclockwise, around, step, step, and step. And this is one of those, as we do it, we start to get into just a little more of a heels up off the floor into a hop, or that hop we did before, over to the side. Because what you'll feel is as you push off, that back foot is actually turning and pushing off. And back other side. 2, 3. Again, you take your pace on this. If you're getting dizzy, just stop. Just hold on a minute. All right, back to just a march. Let's cool it down for a second. That was a lot of work. All right, this time we are going to do outward facing. Same thing. Back to the middle. And just make those steps. Get the feel for the rotation first. And this one is so much different, especially if you're looking out in front of you. You are really going to feel the rotation, the head kind of spinning a little bit. Take your time, small steps. If this gets to be too much, you start getting dizzy, stop. Just go side to side. Just do these from side to side if you feel like you're getting dizzy. All right, we're going to do this one more time each way. 2. Very, very different feeling. Around, stop, and back. 2. So working vestibular system here, getting the brain to be able to rotate like that. Whoa. While you're doing that spin, not looking at the floor, looking out in front of you. So you can, if you have to, that head can turn quickly and the brain knows what to do. It doesn't get lost. Oh, I just lost my bandwidth. All right, hopefully you can still see me. All right, what we're going to do next is staying forward. Take it a little easier. We're just going to go to the side. 2, 3, 4. Diagonal out. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Out to the side. Take your time. Get used to the feel of just this movement. And now back to the corner again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, opposite direction. Out at a diagonal. For me to the right, you to the left. 2, 3, 4. Straight across. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the harder one. This is that reverse, stepping back. 2 at a diagonal, going backwards. Totally a brain melt there. All right, let's do it again. Nope, out to the side, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up at a diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you're probably starting to get on those balls of the feet just a little bit. 3, 4. Back the way you came. 1, 2, 3, 4. Staying up, heels up in the air. Back at a diagonal. Maybe just a little more of a bounce. 3, 4. And back 2, 3, 4. Take it at a diagonal. We're going to end up over there. I don't know how we got here, but that's where we got. 2 left. That's all. Just 2 left. Roughly 2. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take into the middle and back again. So 2 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, diagonal and back. So what we want to do is take a 2-step. 1, 2, back at a diagonal. 1, 2. So imagine you have a center point. You're always coming back to that center point. Out to the left, diagonally, back to the middle, out to the right, and back again. So a little faster action here than we had before. Up, out, middle, out, and back. It's a brain thing too. I'm sure I'll fail. Up, positive. Think positive. I won't fail too badly. Up, back, in, out, and to the middle. Okay, that really was fun, wasn't it? This is where you say yes. Okay. Slow it down. Slow it down. We're going to go into a stagger step. You there? Feet are parallel. Knee on that front leg is over the ankle. So let's start out with just nice and easy with this hip hinge over that front leg. Shoulders are back. Chest is out. Just concentrate on that. Pushing up through that front leg. So it's down and back up. Take it down and bring it back up. Step back. So next one we're going to do is out at a diagonal out, hip hinge, and push back up. Knee toe pointed out at a diagonal. You're taking those hips or taking the torso and twisting, but not the hips. So you're not turning around. That knee should be right straight forward. So when you come around at a diagonal, knee and toe stay right there. They don't flare. Back and up, out and up. To the side. Step out. Butt goes right straight back. This is a hip hinge. Pushing up through the heel of the foot on that lead leg. Out and up. So it's butt back, knee over the ankle. Push back up to the middle. Down and up. Diagonal backwards. Backward. So take it up. Turn that foot. So as you come up, let's do this from the side. Lift the leg. Rotate. Step so that the knee and toe are in the same direction. And come up. Down. So that split squat we did, that's what we're doing here. Down and up. As you're doing that, that front knee, front leg, knee, hip, knee, toe, all in alignment. Back and up. Back and up. And then the ever popular step back and up, just like we did in warm-up. Set hip hinge, bring it up, up, and up. We're going to do all of them. Clock lunge, stepping out front first, right straight out into that lunge, out, and bring it back. Out at a diagonal, pick it up, step it out, up, and back. Out to the side, butt back, and come in, diagonal, up, around, and then back and up. Now that you got the feel of it, we're going to the other leg. Step up front, out, and push back. Out of the diagonal, out, and back up. Side, chest goes down, shoulders stay back. Push up off the ball of the foot. Up, around, leaning over that front leg, coming up, and then stepping right straight back. Let's bring it back again. So out of diagonal, 5 o'clock, bring it in, 3 o'clock, out, 2, out, push back, right straight up front, and back again. So my favorite thing to do on this one, we're going to go right to this one because I really like it. We're going to take one foot and go all the way around. So we're going to go slow for the first time. Forward, out. This you got this. And back in. Up, around to the diagonal, and back in. Out to the side. Butt goes back, chest out, and push it up. You can bring that back foot around into that 5 o'clock. Push up with the front leg. What you want to make sure of on this, when you go around a diagonal, don't let that front knee collapse or flare. It stays right out front with the toe. Push up through the heel, bringing the foot in. What we're doing is we're working the hips. We're giving it flexibility. We're also putting strength into the glutes. All right, here's the fun one. You're going to take that same leg and you're going to bring it around at that 7 o'clock cross body, push up and come back in. Let's do that one more time. Up, around behind, push up, kind of a skater, and up. Out to the other side. Up, tap, and back. So when I did live classes, we did this all the time. Up and out, up and in, because I like this exercise. You're going to go up and at a diagonal. It's balance, it's rotation, it's hip strength, quads, everything. Lower body's getting worked hard here, plus the brain. And around one more time on that diagonal. And then right straight out front. Out and back. Other side, all the way around. So starting at 12 o'clock, step out, push back. At a diagonal, same side. Turn knee, toe, same direction on that stationary leg. Push up and bring it in. Out to the side. Push back in. We're going to come back and around and up and then right straight back. And now the fun one. Up, cross body. Remember, as you cross that leg around, knee stays right here over that front leg. And down, up and over. To the side, diagonal out. Bring it back. Right straight up. And push back. Again, there's some more, but we'll be done. Grab your water. Get some water. Get yourself a mat. We're going to go down to the floor. So we're going to work here our progressions. Starting out, focusing on the hips, if we all remember that. The hips not twisting. That is the most important thing you can do to protect yourself. So first thing is getting down on the floor. You just go down like a squat. Get your hand down there so you got 3 points of contact, 4 points, and then you can come down and keep using the hands, rolling that hip down. It's the opposite of standing up, which we will get to, not today. But we'll get to that. So the first thing we're going to do, feet up in the air. Sorry, knees up in the air. Shoulders back. Just take a couple deep breaths first. Hands out over the top. Feet out long, nice extension. Deep breath in and exhale. Grab onto the shins or whatever you got. If you can bring your hands behind the thighs. Bring it up to the chest or to the torso. Deep breath. And relax. All right. Feet on the floor. First thing we're going to do is get that lower back onto the floor. Here we go. If your lower back does not touch the floor, there's no way that's going to happen. Get yourself a rolled up towel, a pillow, a small pillow, anything underneath the lower part of the back so that when you take these core muscles, squeeze and roll that hip up in that pelvic tilt up, that lower back touches something. You don't want to just dangling in air there. Just get it down on the floor by squeezing the lower abs. So first of all, take the glutes, squeeze them, and feel how the butt comes up off the floor. Now take and squeeze the lower abs and feel instead the muscles working in the core to bring that lower back down on the floor. And that really is the difference from taking that squeeze the glutes, pushing the butt down, relaxing, and then lower abs. What will happen is that will come right straight down. That lower back will come down to whatever you're using, and then release. Feet up, knees up like that is the easiest way to do this. If that is not a problem for you, extend out the left leg first. So you got the right foot on the floor, knee toward the ceiling, extend out that left leg, full extension, and then do the same thing we just did. Squeeze the inner thigh or squeeze the lower abs and then release. So you've got to give a little more pressure to get that back down. Here again, what you're looking for is making sure those hips don't shift left or right. You should feel right in the middle. And then as you come down, it flattens out and you feel the floor all the way left to right and then back up again. If you can't, if you're coming down on the side and rolling, get both feet on the floor so you have 2 brace legs. If you can do it with 2 brace legs, see if you can do it with 1. Squeeze and back down. Here you want to be careful you're not pushing down into the floor with the heel to help it out. That left leg is strictly a brace leg, no pressure on it. It's just to keep you from twisting. And back up, lower back down, and release. So if you're still not having any problems with the lower back, if you are, always go to the last one that you could do where you could maintain your form of keeping that lower back on the floor. So now I've extended both legs. I'm going to do the same thing, squeezing these lower abs, extending the spine out by bringing the hips forward and then releasing. So it's down, squeeze it back, or squeeze the lower abs one more time. Tight, back down, and up. All right, feet back up. We've got knees toward the ceiling, both feet on the floor. Arms out to the side. Let's start with the arms out. So you've got arms perpendicular to the torso. What you're going to do is that thing you just did, squeezing the lower abs, but this time you're going to try to get just a little pressure off of the shoulders. Just up and back down. Arms are out to the side so that you don't get tempted to bring the chin down to the chest and curl up. You want to come right straight up, chin towards the ceiling, and back down, but tighten the abs. So what can people do a lot of times with this one is lift through the chest. You want to squeeze that lower back into the floor, and that will shorten that muscle to the rib cage, bringing it up, and then release it back down. Up, squeeze, and back down. Up. So my cat's not with me today, but apparently my pet fly is. It's bugging me. Up, squeeze it, and back down. Your shoulders do not have to come off the floor. Do not have to. If you just tighten up those core muscles, and you can feel everything working from the hips up to the rib cage, as you take a little pressure off those shoulders and then back down again, you're doing it. Again, remember, it is not the length of your movement or the range of motion. It is getting the muscle groups working. And you want to feel this from the hips, hip up to the rib cage, squeezing it and back down. So there again, you've got both feet on the floor. You're stabilizing. If you extend one leg out, again, we'll start with the left leg out. Right foot on the floor, knee toward the ceiling, left leg fully extended. And then do that again, just up. Squeeze the core, bring it up, back down. Again, when I say bring it up, it means just get some pressure released from the floor on the shoulders and then back down again. Make sure you're using the lower abs, upper abs to do this. So you want to feel this all the way through the core and back down. Nice and easy. Exhale as you come up. Concentrate on that lower back. Make sure it's on the floor flat. And then back down. Next place we go with this is both feet extended. So you get the legs out fully. Another adjustment to this is you can walk those heels out a little at a time. And you'll notice that the farther the feet get away from the body, the more the lower back comes up off the floor. So you can adjust this just by little steps with those heels out as you go until you get fully extended with both legs. And again, it's squeeze the core, shoulders come up just a little bit, and back down. Exhale as you come up. So take those muscles in the core, squeeze them tight, forcing the air out of the lungs by squeezing the core muscles, and then back down again. Wherever that spot is for you. You may want to take your hands behind the head. Sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier. Fingers behind the head, not pushing on the back of the head, but just giving your head something to rest on as you do this. Up, hold, and back down again. All right, next. Here we go. Feet up on the floor like we were before. This is the crooked position. Feet on the floor, knees up towards the ceiling, knees at a 90-degree angle. We're going to start out with just a nice easy march from the crooked. Arms out to the side. So let's start out, arms straight out to the side. Knee stays at 90. Bring the leg up and back down again. Concentrate on the lower back. For right now, that is where your focus is, making sure that you're not feeling the weight shift from right hip to left hip, that it stays flat. And that means you have to squeeze those lower abs again, protecting that back. If you do that, get the back on the floor before you start, it's not going to shift. Up. So the arms are to help the torsos or the torso stay square to the floor. To start making modifications on this, to advance it, you start bringing the arms down in the side so you're making an arrow. So you start arcing those arms down. I've got them at 45 doing the same thing. Up and back down. So when we do these for the rest of the session, you really have to think which one of these was the right one for you. Where were you? And can you adjust just a little bit? So if you start moving those arms, those hands in toward the hips just a little bit as you're bringing the foot up, you're taking less and less pressure off of the arms doing the work, and you're putting it into the core muscles doing the work instead. Up and back. All right, another way you can do this, hands underneath the lower back. So you create this diamond that goes right under the butt, under the lower back. Doing the same thing, you're going to find this one's much easier, especially if you get your elbows down on the floor as you're doing this. So if the elbows are at a diamond, it makes it a little easier. Head's on the floor. The other thing you can do with this one is start bringing those elbows up off the floor just a little bit. So the elbows come up, shoulders come off the floor just a little bit. And now we're getting the upper body, upper core, upper abs involved as well. But this takes a lot of pressure off the lower back when you put the hands underneath the butt. Up and up. And we're good. And back down. All right, we got time yet. We're going to go into a bridge. So back to the crook position, lower back flat on the floor. We're going to take and just roll that hip again. Don't push through the heels. Now, what I really want you to concentrate on here is that you squeeze the lower abs, bringing that hip forward, rolling it up without pushing through the heels. So you're not lifting the butt off the floor by pushing through the heels. You're rolling the hips and bring it back down. So the way to feel the difference, this time push through the heels and pick the butt up off the floor. And none of the work is happening in those lower abs at all. Glutes are getting used, but more of the hamstrings, back of the thighs. So to start out, and anytime you do a glute bridge, the first thing you should be doing is squeezing those lower abs, getting the back flat on the floor, and then start squeezing the glutes. Tighten up those muscles in the butt to bring the butt up off the floor, and then back down. Here again, what you want to make sure of, what I see a lot is knees roll out to the outside. They flare out like a clamshell or a butterfly, and then back down. So as they come up, the knees go out. We're not working the glutes at that time. We want to make sure that we're squeezing the lower abs, bringing the butt up off the floor, squeezing the glutes, and back down. Picking the toes up off the floor, heels on the floor. This is a completely different exercise. When you bring the toes up, you're working the backs of the thighs, those hamstring muscles. Now when you push up and drive through those heels to come up, you're going to feel it in the back of the thighs more so than in the butt. So it's up. All the pressure is going through the heels and back down. Up. So that is a really good hamstring exercise. But we're working for right now is the glutes. So it's up. Squeeze it. And back down. Bring it up. And back down. So again, here, if you're coming up and your core is really weak, your knees are going to go from side to side. You're going to shift, get the arms out to the side, get those right flat on the floor, and back down. If you're coming up, if you can get that butt all the way up, what you're looking for is a straight line from the back of the knee to the shoulder blades. Don't ever take yourself where you hyperextend the back and you're starting to put all sorts of pressure on the neck. If you feel the shoulder blades doing all the work and going up into the lower neck, get down. You're too high up. And back down. So if you go up there and you just stay for a couple counts, squeeze those glutes and relax, you're going to feel which muscles exactly are working. And that should be the ones outside of the butt, those medial glutes. And then you'll also feel the hip flexors and the thighs doing some work in here. Down, up, and back down. So whenever we do a glute bridge, hands out to the side, walk them in a little at a time, creating that arrow, bring them in toward the butt. So, and again, the farther out you go with those feet, the harder that the glute bridge is going to be, the more the glutes have to work. So I always say start out with the heels right next to the butt, coming up, and then walk them out just half a foot, 6 inches, up and back down, out, up, and back down. So a little at a time. Each time you go, and relax. All right, so we did hamstrings on the back of the thighs. We did the glute muscles on the back. That was really the rear chain. So we take that front chain this time, get the heels right up to the butt, arms out to the sides. So you're in a crook position. Knees, hips, and toes are all in alignment. Don't let the knees touch. You got that little space between. Start by bringing the left leg up first, just a little bit, and then bring the right leg up. And back down nice and slow. So you're barely coming off the floor, just a little bit up, a little bit up. And now making sure that lower back stays on the floor as you bring the feet down slowly. It's in that drop where you're going to feel all the work. If this doesn't work for you, use 1 foot at a time. But the easiest way to get both feet up off the floor is to pick the left leg up first, then pick the right leg up, and then back down nice and slow. Don't come up very high. No problems with that. Get the feet out a little farther from the body, squeeze the lower abs, bring them up, and back down. Again, feel the difference. Walk the feet out from the butt just a little bit. Bring that left leg up first, and then bring the right leg up. And you realize how much easier that is. And that may be where you're at for strength in the lower abs right now. Up and back down one more time. Bring it up and back down. All right, extend both legs out. We're done with that. Arms out to the side. Right straight across. So you've got a T going on here. Arms are perpendicular to the body. Bring the left knee up and drop that left knee with the knee bent at a 90. Drop it over the side, over that right leg, making sure that the shoulders do not come off the floor. Rotation wants to happen in the middle of the back. As long as you keep the shoulders on the floor, that's where it's going to be, where the back does rotate. Once you're out on the side, take a couple deep breaths. Deep breath in, exhale through the mouth, and let that leg drop just a little more. You should feel a nice stretch out on the outside of the hip. We use the legs and the hips, glutes a lot, so I want to make sure we get these muscles stretched out. Cooled off. And then if you can, extend at the knee just a little bit. So you've got that knee at 90 right now. See if you can just extend that knee out just a tad. Just a tad. And you'll feel a little more stretch through the glutes, through the outside of the hip. Bring that heel all the way back to the butt before you roll back to center. Taking all the stress off that lower back. Knee up at 90 again. Left knee up over the hip and drop that left knee out to the left side. Right straight out to the side. Only as far as you can hold it. Hold that lower back on the floor. Because you're going to get to that point where you're dropping that knee down and the hips are going to turn with it. The minute that happens, bring it back just an inch. Deep breath in and then exhale. And it's amazing how much more you can get out of that drop without the hips turning. Bring it back up to center. Fingers intertwined. Grab behind the thigh. Just let it relax for a second. We're going to bring that toe in a flex position. So bringing that toe up toward the knee. And then extend at the knee. Stretching out like you're pushing the heel up into the ceiling. Looking for that stretch from the heel going up to the below the knee. Heel to the knee. Make sure you're in alignment. Toe, knee, hip. And then relax that. Let the toe relax. Just let it hang out there. And then use the arms to bring it this way. Got a little bend in that knee. Going right above the knee. Start using the arms to pull that leg in. What you want to feel here is above the knee to the glutes. If you don't feel it there, start extending that knee out just a little bit as you bring the arms in. Like I say all the time, you have to make the stretch happen for you. And never expect that how you do it today is the same way you're going to do it tomorrow. You're going to have to adjust that knee just a little bit more. Relax the toe a little bit more. And then drop that out. We're going to go to the other side. Right knee at a 90. And then drop that right leg over the left. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. Let that air come out. Feel the hips roll just more. It just feels so good. Let the foot drop. Deep breath in. Exhale. Extend at the knee just a little bit. Stretch on the outside of the hip. Bring it back in. Heel to the butt as you bring it back, getting rid of that lever length so you don't hurt the lower back. Knee is at a 90, dropping that right knee out to the right side. Lower back doesn't twist. You'll feel where it tightens up on that inner thigh. Just stop right there for a second. Deep breath in, exhale, and just think of relaxing that leg. Hand on the outside of the thigh, bring it up. Fingers intertwined behind that right thigh. Toe back, flexing that toe towards the shin, and then pushing the heel up into the ceiling, above the heel to below the knee, the calf muscles. Again, take some deep breaths here. Cool off. Relax the toe. Use the hands to bring the thigh in toward the torso. So for me, I've got too much bend in the knee, so I'm going to extend the heel out just a little bit. And then at the same time, bringing the arms in. So I'm extending at the knee plus bringing the hands in just a little bit. And there's that constant, just minor adjustments until you feel it exactly where you want to, above the knee, into the butt. And then relax that. And let's go to seated. On the butt, on the butt, on the butt. We did all sorts of rotation already, so we don't need to do the seated rotation. Let's go into thighs out to the side, or knees out to the side. Hands behind in a kickstand. Walking the hands up, rolling the shoulder blades back, letting the knees just drop. You don't have to push them out. Oh, don't bounce them. I bounced them out to say, don't do that. And man, did I feel it. You really run a risk of hurting those groin muscles, of pulling those groin muscles. You don't want that. That's a long healing process. Shoulders back. You're not leaning into this. You got that nice straight neutral spine. And relax. We're going to go ahead and get up. So going on to all fours. And then bringing one foot up, grab onto the shin if you have to, and then pushing off the thigh on that one. Square the shoulders to the floor, push through the heel of that front leg. It's a split squat, just like we did before. It's roll the hip forward and come right straight up. So what you should have felt as you were coming up was all sorts of engagement on the muscles. You're squeezing the glutes to roll that hip underneath. You're pressing through the heel. So you're using the thigh muscles, but you're also using the hamstrings as you do that push up, and the calf muscles of that other leg. So you get like 5 muscle groups that are all involved in getting you up. They don't all have to be super strong. They just all need to have some strength to them. Legs out wide, right down the middle, going into a hip hinge, butt right straight back, arms down, let them hang there for a second, shake them out, roll them around. And reverse fly, bring the shoulders back, contracting the shoulder blades together. Deep breath in, exhale, bring the arms back down. Hands on the thighs, push up with the arms, bring those shoulder blades back so you're not using that lower back to bring you up. Shake it out, fingers intertwined, palms up overhead, shoulder blades back. Promise we'll have strength next time. The next one for the floor we're going to do is going to be quadrupeds. So we're going to be down on our hands and knees and also on the sides. Laying on the side, going through side planks and back up. And then doing bird dogs. Taking them one at a time so you can find that spot that's best for you. Bring it back up on top. Down in a squat, arms across, reach all the way up overhead. Bring that hip forward. You're driving the hip up. As you come up overhead, deep breath in through the nose, stomach out, exhale, coming back down again into that squat. Feet are wide apart, roll the hips, come back up on top. Deep breath in, stomach out, arms down. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I super appreciate it. Thank you. And I will see you again later this week or next.